Welcome everybody to a very exciting new episode of Bitcoin Live. And today in the show I have Shankar, the founder and director of Kaafila. Welcome in the show.
Hello, Nick. Really nice to be with you, and I'm really happy to do this first AMA of Kaafila project, and this is just the first of a series that we plan to do with you. And also, I'm very happy and feel fortunate to represent the Kaafila user community. I'm their representative, literally, and everything else is secondary. So, on behalf of everybody in Kaafila team and the user community, I say thank you for this opportunity.
Well, it's my great pleasure, and I would love to be on this journey with you and learn all about Kaafila. So this is, I guess, a great moment for you to introduce yourself a little bit and then talk about this amazing project that you got.
Okay, a bit about myself. Uh, I'm Shankar. I originate from India, but after my engineering and business graduation way back in '96, and then in 2000, I left India for the US. And I was working with Infosys in the US, in Boston, and then in California and San Francisco Bay Area in Palo Alto. And I have basically been with the technology and software industry all my life,
Wow.
and I've seen almost all aspects of it. I think all aspects of it, uh, and have worked with all kinds of ventures, which are from the Fortune 10 companies to startups with just one person with an idea and helped him to take it forward to a multi-million business. So I've seen the various aspects of that, and and since 2007, I started on my own, and so I have been primarily an investor in ventures because that's what really motivates me to help entrepreneurs uh, to to succeed. And as an investor, I was able to help in some cases, and in some cases didn't work. But every time it's a very powerful learning, and and then things evolved, and I have been with financial markets most of the time since 2009, and my primary trade or my primary skill is S&P 500 and Nasdaq futures trading. So those people who don't know me in the blockchain or industry, the other side of people who know me, they're all S&P 500 and Nasdaq futures traders in the US. So that's the group I have on Twitter. So if you go to my Twitter ID, you would see a few blockchain related things, but you will see a lot of futures trading related stuff because that's my primary skill, which helps me to fund a lot of my own projects. So we also thank all the Nasdaq investors for where we are today because they help us reach here.
Well, that's a very interesting and very rich background that you have there with many talents. And I think they all come together with crypto, blockchain,
Yes,
and Kaafila, right?
yes, yes. And Kafila is the, let's say, the child of me and my very dear friend and co-founder Ethan William. We have very similar goals in life, and both of us have been very, you can say, early adopters and very passionate adopters of the crypto industry because we saw what it was doing right from 2015-16 onwards. So we have been involved in various ways. Uh, Ethan also has experience in crypto mining, Bitcoin mining, community development, everything. And I have experience in the investments and how the projects actually get assembled and then take off. Seen a lot of projects. So the background in both the development of projects as well as their scaling up, we have seen firsthand. And as we will see more in this discussion, the we saw enormous benefits of some basic concepts that Bitcoin has done. And Kafila, while it is having goals which are about free education to worldwide people who don't have access to education and certification and internships, so that they can become, they can have good earning through wherever they are located. The core concepts of Kafila are actually based on Bitcoin, and we will see that in this call that We are based on Algorand chain, but we are following the Bitcoin path, and that's what we will find in this call, how we're doing that. And this is a project like it's based on a 20 plus year schedule. So the tokens get released gradually over a 20 plus year schedule. And exactly, you have the exact setup of Bitcoin here, because we believe that the finite, predefined, limited set of tokens is a very good way to grow value in a project. And so once we do that, the limited finite number of tokens, then it is about execution of the project. If we do it right, we believe that we can do what Bitcoin has done in a 10-year time frame. And all of that will be available to our users and our social work, which is our real driving force.
Yeah, because Kaafila is a decentralized media and educational platform. And what I
Yes.
sort of understand from your words is you want to give people all over the world, including, of course, India, the chance to actually participate and to make content and to educate people.
Yes. It just happens that I'm originating from India, but the bulk of Kafila users are coming from Africa and South America. And I think India will come because once we know the country very well. Some of our team members are also based in India right now, but we also have many people from Europe, Africa, and North America and South America. And it's what we found from very early on is that team members volunteered, raised their hand, and said, "We want to join you." So that was like telling us that we are on the right path here, because people who are not even knowing us are saying that we'll work for you and we don't want any payment, just give us your tokens.
Yeah.
It's been like that. So we were able to develop Kafila without really spending any USDT till the late stage, except when we have to make payments for hosting and those kind of things where they won't take tokens. Almost all the core ground development work has been done by team members just with our tokens, with the faith in the project, because they were not even liquid at that time.
Wow.
So I feel that we are fortunate to have a team now which is more than 25 team members, and it is still in very early stages compared to where we will be. Just to give in terms of numbers, we are 25 today. We see ourselves at 10,000 team members in about
Wow.
4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's a significant scale up, and we will do that step by step, because we will explain that during this call. But so we have the focus on social work. That is, I think, if we can define what is the core of Kafila, how is it different from other blockchain projects? The answer is that we are using blockchain, but our real driving goal is to use all of the benefits of blockchain, the efficiency of micropayments. We want to do millions and millions of micropayments to users and team members, the ability to run transactions at really low cost. And that's why we chose Algorand. It is having the lowest transaction fee that we could find at 0.001 algo per transaction. So really suits our requirements of large volume transactions that we want to do. And we have some innovations planned that requires millions of micropayments. So so
Yeah.
so Algorand was our choice of blockchain. So we do that, but at the core, we really want to share everything that we get in Kafila with our worldwide user base. Whatever we get has to flow back.
Yeah. And you just got listed on Findex. Congratulations also with that.
Thank you
Um,
very
and
much.
and I'm glad to hear that you're using Algorand, because that's one of those projects that's really interesting, but you don't hear a lot about. So that was actually my question, why Algorand, but you already answered it.
Actually, there
So
are a couple of other points, Nick. Algorand, we saw Algorand for the first time in a serious way. We didn't join Algorand for project development. We joined Algorand as investors, me and Ethan. And we joined invest as investors after seeing what they were doing last year in October, no, September, October, just before the large crypto rally took off in October. We joined before that after studying the project. And there I saw that one of the advisors for Algorand was Naval Ravikant. And I believe that he has an extremely good track record of identifying really good ventures at early stage. He has been there in many successful technology ventures in his career, and he has a very good knack of understanding what's clicking correctly. So to see him in Algorand project, and we don't see him often, he's very selective with his time. So to see him there was like a final green signal for me to start being a very active investor in Algorand. So we started as an investor, and then we found out that it's really done well. And with each passing stage, we learned more and more. And then this year, from Jan, we said, okay, we will develop our project on Algorand. It is checking all the ticks, and indeed, it has the lowest transaction fees, which is something that we want to do. We couldn't think of doing Kaafila on Ethereum, for example, not
Yeah.
possible. Okay,
No.
the only other option which we could have thought of was something like maybe how Dogecoin has done, and now they've also reduced their transaction fee just this month. But
Yeah.
we Algorand is, I think, if you're thinking of 100% uptime on the blockchain nodes, they have done that. Fast transactions, they've done that. So I would say, as adopters of Algorand, Kaafila is an Algorand standard asset. That's a name nomenclature. Like you have the Ethereum tokens, like they call it ERC tokens. So we are the ASA, Algorand standard asset. So
Ah,
so you will often find on various places of Kaafila that it has a ASA number to it. It's so that ASA stands for Algorand standard asset, and we are one of the a couple of dozen assets that have come on this year, and I think many more will come as people get to know about it. So
well,
we see that as and plus one more thing, Algorand has a very good foundation and a very good and helpful set of team members to do our back and forth on some of the thoughts that we have about the project. So that also has helped.
well, I'm a proud Algorand holder, and yeah, so I can't hear enough about it. So that's good to hear that they're being used, and that it's a good project.
Yes.
Good
Oh
project.
yes. uh, Absolutely, because uh, every time Kafila works, it's paying Algorand fees, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's a win-win relation. So the way we are seeing the growth of Kafila as a project with a very large user base, it it will also be a very big win for Algorand, because they will have so much transactions coming through us, and independently also, even without us, Algorand is a project that we like. And as I said, we liked it first as investors, and then we became developers on the project. So so we think it's a very good uh, coin. And for those of the viewers who are here, we are extremely bullish on Algorand. And so if you are having Algorand, you need to hold it for next 3-4 years to see some phenomenal moves.
yeah, yeah. No, I totally agree, and I'm very happy to hear that. And I'm also happy to hear that the people who are working on Kafila are actually also holding on to the KFL token, right? So that's also a very positive thing. Can you tell us a little bit more about, because you say it's decentralized media? So how does the decentralization work within Kafila?
Well, see, the way the technical setup is done is that we are using Algorand, and at the back for the data storage, we are using IPFS. And so the the question is that what is the media platform here? Uh, and the answer to that is that we have seen a strong requirement for having media that is not suppressed
Yeah,
or closed down by people who just don't want to hear or don't like what's being said. And we have seen in the last few years that there is increasing need for independent news, or independent content. Let's call it independent content that is produced by somebody who has no real affiliation or motive to do anything, but he's wanting to say his view.
yeah,
And so what we found is that there is a large block of youth worldwide who want to produce content, but who often see either firsthand or through somebody close to them that they put a lot of effort, and then their channel on Twitter or YouTube or wherever just gets banned overnight, and they lose enormous amount of effort with that. We have seen dozens and dozens of cases. So what we found is that Kafila, because it's already investing in a media. See, to carry out the purpose of education, we need all the media to deliver that education. We need videos, audios,
Yeah.
PDFs, text, images. So we have anyway got to prepare that platform to deliver education as we wanted. But what we found was, or what we thought, that this is also an extremely good way to help independent content producers worldwide, and give them a platform which is technically uncensored, because that's what we want to be, where they take the onus. And the only time, for example, if you are an independent content producer on Kafila, the only
Mhm.
time your account will get banned is if our user community says that this should be banned,
Yeah.
not by any one person or any one director saying that this is, I don't like what he's saying. No, there is a user community, there will be, and it will have probably at least 100 people from different parts of the world. So we want to get that kind of level in content where we don't have arbitrary actions without any explanations, because we have seen people putting thousands and thousands of hours in making their channels, and there's always that risk. Talk to anybody who's on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, or wherever. They'll tell you that they are successful today, but they don't know whether it will be there a month later.
Yeah, I know because we've been banned from YouTube ourselves, so we know how it feels and how awful it is. Because in our case, we put in like almost 3 years of work
Hmm.
and over 300 videos that we created, and it was all gone. Right, in one day it was gone, and you don't
Yes.
have any revenue. You have to basically start all over again.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And we have seen this happening again and again with content producers in different niches worldwide. And that's what so when we went out to, we didn't meet at that time, Nick. Otherwise, you would have been one of again, the guys who would say, yeah, I like this, what's happening. But we did talk to a very large number of people. And the message was that, yes, if you can somehow make that happen, it'll be very good, because
yeah.
they weren't sure that will this really happen. Is it really possible to have an uncensored media? And the answer to me is that we will try, because we cannot guarantee, but we will try. Because you see, that's the best we can do, to have something which is on the blockchain and only governed by users. Because if we can do that, then by and large, we can ensure the safety of a vast majority of content which is at risk in the traditional formats.
And so, talking about the content and the video storage, how do you store the videos
they are
or the
they are on they are on the IPFS system, and
yeah?
that is the current plan of storage. And we will be accessing it from there, and we have been doing the tests, and they stream very nicely, just like YouTube.
Can you tell the viewers, because some people might not know how that works? Can you give them a little bit of background of how that works?
No, it's basically the I'll just give a brief here, and the more we can see some posts on the website on the white paper to learn more. Okay, so just 1 second. I'll actually, this is the right time to tell about the section on the white paper which must be read on this topic. Okay, 1 second.
I can open it here.
1 second. Uh, okay, see, we have we have the section number 10. Section number 10 is on page 12.
Yeah,
It's called technology and system architecture. Yeah, that one. Exactly. So, so this is where I think people who are interested to learn more about how the IPFS is being used for data storage, this can explain to them. And we are we have found this, we have done tests with this for last 2 years, and as within our pilot projects, and we found this very good. One of the uh, one of the better uh, possibilities is that it also is extremely a powerful way of preventing piracy of content. And
yeah,
so we haven't got to that aspect yet in our project, But we feel that if at some point we have, let's say, a million, 2 million, or 3 million users, then there will be some of the mainstream media companies who produce documentaries or films. They may be interested in using our platform for streaming or offering content which is not, open to piracy. But uh, then again, there are genuine concerns that can somebody just, screen record something? That's still possible. So those kind of, it's not really that foolproof, but some incremental improvements are there. But the real goal on, when we say media in Kafila, it is to give a platform for the thousands and thousands of independent content producers who are emerging. Uh, and just to give another example, the other side, you have people on YouTube who are, let's say, young artists or musicians. We know live examples of this. They will produce, let's say, they put a song, okay? They're just
Yeah.
new. They have less than 1,000 followers. But somebody who has a large user base on YouTube and is like, let's say, 500K, 200K, whatever followers, they will take that video and they'll put it on their channel without any asking or agreement. And that video will actually run from their channel, and they'll get
Yeah.
all the income from that ads on that video. And if people ever search, the original guy's video will never even come up, and it is always the person who has uploaded it without any authority. He is the one who is getting the full benefit. And this is happening again and again, dozens of time every day. So we have that. YouTube may not be interested because it is not their business. Their ads are getting seen, content is getting delivered. They'll say you figure it out between yourself. So, but we know as Kafila that it is not right and fair for the young content creator. And so those kind of things, thankfully, with our tokens, we can fund our user community, and we will have, let's say, 100 people whose work is to, do this right, and we will support them with tokens. And so it's a very clear model that we see having a, let's say, a media governance community or the user community, a subset of that. They will decide, like, they will be from all walks of life or all niches. And I think it's best done in that way. And I think that will create a lot of fairness in the whole system when media is being produced and delivered.
No, I totally agree, and that sounds really noble and a good cause, and
So
I'm totally for it. Um, can you also tell, because you already mentioned benefiting from Kafila, can you explain how the different ways in which the content creators benefit from being part of Kafila?
yep, yes. uh, I think there are uh, two broad ways a content creator can benefit. And one is that you just, like YouTube, you run a channel and you post content, and people are users who like it. They'll watch it, and you would be getting KFL tokens on a per second basis right from the word go. That's a big difference in from the conventional or the existing channels of today, which require you to have a certain threshold of hours watched or certain threshold of minimum users in your channel. In our case, we think like this, that how will the newcomer then get going anywhere? Is there no hope for him to earn from his work? So we have solved that. We have said, we will put our faith in the content creator. We'll assume that you're good, and we'll pay you from the first second. And so that's what we have done for the content creator. And so one is to just do what you're doing and do it on a channel, and it'll be paid a bit higher than what, at least 2x higher than the other channels. The second way to really benefit from Kafila in the long term, is to run a course, because our platform is about education. And so if you say, for example, whatever is your area, suppose a person says, I know, let's say, how to, let's say, program in Java, and I can help you do a course on that. I can create a course. Somebody else will say, I know I'm doing organic farming in Spain. We can grow tomatoes, oranges, and a few other fruits, and I can show that how to do that, and it's a good income. So he can create a series of courses. So whatever is your area of specialty, we actually have a we actually have somebody who is going to present food delivery and the cold chain of food delivery and how to get experience in that, and get people certified in that, so that they can have a career in the entire food transportation business. So all kinds of, so basically, if you have knowledge you want to share, create a course, because the entire platform is geared towards educating and making the other person having a skill which is going to convert into income. That's the core at the back. We don't want education which is the theoretical education which schools and universities deliver, because worldwide people are going through this school university process, they study various subjects, then finally they have to come back into some kind of programming or sales or something else which they really haven't done earlier all along, and the income comes from something that they haven't prepared for. And so why do all that? Why not just focus on skills which are really meaningful and see which skill makes sense for you? So we'll focus on useful stuff. And the content creator, if he believes he can offer something useful, can run a course, even if it's like a one video course,
Hmm.
or it can be a series of videos. They can do a course, and we'll have the entire system to create tests. We have a test bank set system. The test bank system will have, a let's say, 50 questions in it, in the test bank, and your actual course may have 25 questions. So it'll take 25 random questions from the 50 that you created. Tomorrow you can make it 100. It's your own choice. And those who get a certain grade, you will decide how much grade should be their minimum. Maybe you'll say, okay, only minimum 80%, otherwise it's not good enough. So those who get more than 80%, you will say, okay, that's good for certificate, and you will give a certificate. And those who score 90% plus, you'll say this is really good. Somebody who scores 100, that's a A plus. And all people who take the course will get KFL tokens. All people who, because they are making the effort to take the course, right? Eh,
Yeah.
somebody may have language problems, he may not be able to understand, but he's making the effort. So we want to reward that first step with KFL tokens. And I'm talking about the guys who do the course. And those who succeed in the course with top performances, they'll get awards. And those who really do well, let's say the top 90%, 95% plus, whatever you say is really good, those guys will also get scholarship or internship opportunities. So that's where the real engagement with Kaafila project starts. We want to offer internships to the top end of our performers across courses, so that if they want to really get into what they're learning, we will give them that paid opportunity by paying them Kaafila tokens as scholarships, and say come, or internships, and say come and try with us. And anyway, we have you as, let's say, the course creator. So you are there, we are there, we have tokens to fund it. So you learn now in a real way. That's the goal.
And
And
so,
so, and all along, the course creator will benefit from a good payment in tokens. So you'll get benefit of payment in tokens for creating the course, and you will also get payment every time your course is being seen.
wow. And so you gain knowledge for a lifetime. Maybe you can
That's
also
us. Yeah,
explain why
that's
what the name Kaafila means, because I think it
Kafila.
means,
Yes, Kafila has a meaning, and Kafila is coming from Arabic, and it stands for camp. The camp, as in like where we all, let's say, meet together. So it is something along those lines. It's a congregation or
yeah,
a camp, and we thought it is. We will use that name because it's like we want all the like-minded people who believe in, knowledge, learning, to come together, and we'll find ways to have knowledge or learning which is producing some income, because we have seen so many people waste so many years in studying things and then finally do something else. uh, so we want to get skills to people, and
yeah,
we want to get them to come together. And so, to summarize, content creators can run their own content, no questions asked. You produce what you want, and as long as our 100 plus user community feels that the governors or whoever they are, the observers, they feel this is doing good, all clear, you keep running, nothing happens. And it's really safe and secure because it's decentralized on the Algorand and the IPFS. And if you really want to step up, you have to produce a course, because that's where your engagement in the Kafila ecosystem really goes up, because people will be coming worldwide to learn here. And if you can teach something, even something in a small way, they're
yeah.
going to be with you and they'll remember you for a long time because they learned something from you. And and we will enable all that because the tokens at the back are meant to be spent on the content creator and the user. We're not going home with these tokens. We have 100 billion tokens coming on 20 years, 20 plus years, that have to be distributed.
And you can also exchange them for other crypto if you want at some
Of
point.
course,
Yeah,
yes, of course, that's the purpose, right? To, if we want the project to be successful, then it's very important that the KFL token, irrespective of its price, is
yeah,
liquid. Okay,
yeah,
and for that, we made the first start by listing the KFL token on a small swap site in the US called Tinyman.
yeah.
And so Tinyman was our first place. The in the tokenomics, you will see Kaafila starting price as 0.0001. Okay, that was our starting price. It was at that price that we started in Tinyman on
Wow.
7th October 7th October 2021. So it's about just about 8 weeks.
Yeah. So for
Okay.
the holders, that was a good start.
Yes, yes. So from 0.01, 0.0001, it has been consistently at 0.0005 or 0.0008, 0009. So it has maintained a 5 to 8x gain consistently. And the Windax listing was at 0.0005 because that was the price at which it was consistently trading at or above that. But because the volume on the swap site is less, so we said when we want to offer larger volume, we will offer at 0.0005. So currently, all team members also get paid at 0.0005 rate of tokens. So when we give them tokens for their work, we give it at this rate. So we will, as the token value changes, we will give them at the latest rate. But so we have Windax coming up. The reason why we chose Windax is also strategic because that's the only exchange we found in our search which was taking relatively low fees for listing, and they can accept customers from worldwide except US and Canada. So we found that that was a very large selection for one exchange to take. So it's positive because that way anyone anywhere who is learning about us can come and buy the tokens from there. Of course, there are different ways of storing the KFL token. Just like you can store Algo in my Algo wallet, you
Yeah.
can store KFL also on that. We will have some videos coming up for that. Team is preparing text and videos to create Algo wallets and store KFL on that. So Windax was the reason for that. The reason was to have an exchange which can take anyone worldwide except US, Canada, and to solve the problem of US and Canada, where we have a lot of well-wishers and interested people to buy. We are currently discussing to launch KFL on an exchange in London, and that London exchange can take. It has its own countries which it can't take from, but it can take from US and Canada. So
Yeah. Because,
between with the two exchanges, we will be able to offer KFL token worldwide. Even now, Tinyman is available to customers or investors from US and Canada. So already that complete coverage is there, but we will offer an exchange as well. And since we are on the topic of exchange, our plan or the roadmap is to list on one or two exchanges like this, and finally, hopefully, go to gate.io as the
yeah.
exchange, which is where we can really get some liquidity at the higher level, and and then continue with the project. We believe if we execute as we have planned for, somewhere in a year from now, or maybe a year and a half from now, we would have enough liquidity through Gate and maybe a couple of other exchanges. But then everybody asks, when will you get listed on Binance and Coinbase? Those
Yeah.
are probably the projects for 2023 or something like that.
Yeah.
But we don't need that. As long as we can enable one place, a liquid place for a customer or investor or a user to either sell his tokens or somebody to buy, we are already okay. And we can always add one or two more things. But so the current focus is to just give full coverage in terms of geography for users and customers, and and then go to a high volume exchange like Gate.
Yeah. You have to do it step by step. That
Yes,
makes sense.
yes.
But you answered my questions. And I have one strange question. Why did you choose the penguin?
That's well, it's this is something which I wish Ethan was on the call. We talked about that just today at length, and like how do we get? We have the KFL token which has a K on the
Yeah.
front, and the penguin at the back. And the penguin that you see on the logo, his name is Chip.
Ah,
Okay, and Chip is also the name because of this logo, or it's also the name of the programming language that we are going to create in Kaafila. Uh,
ah,
so, so we can talk about the penguin and then also talk about three things which are everybody in the users as well as the viewers should look forward to, like what are we saying Kaafila will do and what we will do. So the penguin basically is, uh, you know, it's a extremely community creature, as in they all go together and they will put their lives at risk to save their herd members. So, for example, you will see National Discovery or National Geographic videos, like Ethan was mentioning, that a baby penguin has fallen into the sea, and a shark is coming, and
yeah,
another penguin goes into the water, knowing that the risk is very high, and still aims to get the baby out so that it can be saved. And we have instances like that documented again and again, where the penguins put themselves in risk, significant risk, to save their team members, and they always grow as a group. So when we think of Kafila as a large community who wants to learn together, grow together, penguin is a very uh, uh, I would say an apt symbol for what we want to do. So when you think of Kafila, you have to think of as that place in the crypto world where you will have the largest user base. Just mark these words. Kafila aims to be having the largest user base of all crypto projects.
wow. Well, that sounds terrific. I like the idea of sharing. I like the idea of community, and I love sharing knowledge, of course. And
Yes.
penguins are extremely cute. I think they also make great NFTs. So who knows, maybe in the future.
Actually, that will give our team members an idea, because we hadn't planned penguin NFTs, but they've been doing some other ones. Maybe they'll start a series. Lots of NFTs are coming. Talking about NFTs, I want to talk about three innovations we're working on, which people can take a note of. Uh, at the core, what is Kafila trying to do? We are going to be teaching hundreds of thousands of people computer science courses. Uh, so, and some of them will come back and work with us as interns or maybe full-time roles. And that's why we are seeing 5,000 to 10,000 people coming and working with us in various software roles. That's phenomenal brain power or human effort coming at Kafila in just between now and 2025.
Wow.
So, so we are working to create. The aim is to create a series of software apps and blockchain apps using the combined, uh, let's say, the efforts and mind power of all our team members. So, if we have to summarize Kafila in in a in a simple way, it is blockchain efficiencies, or blockchain is nothing but, let's say, the machine, the system efficiencies of transparency, speed, low cost, the blockchain efficiencies, and combined with the thing that the software cannot do. Software can't do two things usually. Based on my 20 years of experience in software, it cannot jump or solve a problem. It cannot. It gets stuck. When a software hits a bug, it will stay stuck because that's how it is. It cannot overcome and come out. Somebody has to bring it out. So whereas humans are extremely good in problem solving, which is to get the thing out again back on the track. So problem solving effort of humans. And there's
Mhm.
one more thing which is very unique in humans, which is determination. Which is, like, if somebody is determined, like Einstein, 100 failures, no problem. He will still work at it. And software is stuck at the number one failure, unless you move it out. So Kafila aims to merge blockchain efficiencies and strengths with the things that are not there in the software or machine, which is the human side, through a very large, like 10,000 kind of number of humans with the problem solving capability and the determination. When you combine these two, we haven't seen an example of this in blockchain world yet as a project. But when you combine this, I think we will see something really wonderful.
Yeah, I like the focus also that you put on humanity, on humans, human beings working together. And yeah, the way that you paint Khalifa, it's Kaafila, sorry, is very attractive to me. So yeah, I want to thank you for coming on the show and talking about it. And I can't wait to see you for the next episode to dive
Yes.
more into the project. I think this is the opportunity to tell our viewers how they can win $50 off Algorand. And it's very easy. You just make a tweet or a series of tweets about the show. Tell us what you really liked, tell us what you learned, and tell us what excited you. And the best tweet wins $50 worth of Algorand. It's that easy. You've got 24 hours. I'll also pin it down below this video so that you can check it out. Don't forget to tag me, that's CryptoND. Don't forget to tag Kaafila. I also put it underneath. And don't to forget to tag my brother who isn't here right now. It's at J Dalmonder. I'll put it all down below so that you can read the rules of the game and you can win $50 of Algorand. And I want to thank you, Shankar, for being on the show and talking
Thank you,
about.
Nick. Thank you, Nick. And it's, as I said, this is the first of a series, so we're going to meet every month for next 6 months at least.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I love learning. So I love to learn from you, and I love to learn all about Kaafila. So
Thank you very much to you and all your channel viewers for giving us and the Kaafila team the opportunity to share what we are doing or what we want to do. And we hope that you will be with us as we grow, because we have decided to grow.
yeah, my pleasure. And
Yeah.
we always end the show by saying two things. It is watch, learn, and earn, and makes you wonder. Take care, guys.
Bye.